Alright, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be breaking down the NBA slate for Friday, March 3rd. We got a nice 10-game slate on for this Friday, so let's hop right into it. Alright, starting off at point guard, your top point guard on this slate is Russell Westbrook. He gets a really good matchup against Phoenix. Phoenix is terrible defensively, and they play up in pace. Westbrook is in play at $63. This is a terrific matchup against the Suns. Nobody is going to be able to stop Westbrook on that team, so Westbrook's definitely in play. But it is a 10-game slate, so there's obviously other studs you can target. But if you want to pay up for at point guard, Westbrook is definitely in play. John Wall against Toronto, I also like that matchup for Wall. With no Kyle Lowry, Wall will be guarded by Corey Joseph, and he should be able to thrive in that matchup. I don't think I'm going to be paying up for Wall, though. These two teams just played a couple days ago, and Wall only put up 36 fantasy points. Obviously, he can have a much better game today, but I don't think I'm going to be on Wall and not at $51. I think there's other point guards worth targeting. Isaiah Thomas against the Lakers, I really like that matchup for Thomas. I don't think I'm going to be on him, though, just because of his price tag. He is way overpriced, in my opinion. With that price tag, he has to get you almost 50 fantasy points to pay that off. And Thomas hasn't gotten over 50 fantasy points in 9 straight games. So I don't think I'm going to be on Thomas just because of his price tag. This is a terrific matchup, though, against the Lakers. He should be able to thrive against them. But I'm not going to be playing him on Yahoo because of his price. Chris Paul against Milwaukee. I really like this matchup for CP3. He's been playing very well since he came back from injury, and he's only $44 on Yahoo. If I'm looking to pay up at point guard, Paul is definitely going to be someone I target. This is a terrific up and pace matchup, and he should be able to get you over 40 to 50 fantasy points, which is good for his price. So I like Paul. He is definitely in play. Kyrie Irving against Atlanta. I also really like that matchup. Atlanta's one of the worst teams defensively against the point guard, so Irving is also in play as well. If I'm going to pay up, though, I'm just going to find the extra $3 to get to Paul. But this is a really good matchup for Irving, so he is in play. Eric Bledsoe against OKC. I also like that matchup for Bledsoe. Russell Westbrook doesn't really play much defense, and Bledsoe is also pretty cheap as well at only $37. So if you want to attack the mid-range, I like Bledsoe. He's in play. Drew Holiday against San Antonio, not going to go there. Boogie is returning for this game, which is really going to hurt Holiday. So I'm not going to be on Drew. Goran Dragic against Orlando, that's a pretty good matchup. But I don't think I'm going to target Dragic on this slate. If I'm looking to attack that price range, I just try and get to Bledsoe or CP3 or look to pay down. So I'm not going to be on Dragic. Not going to be on Mike Conley either against Dallas. That's a really slow-paced matchup. I do really like the guy under Conley, and that is Dennis Schroeder against Cleveland. Kyrie Irving is a really bad defender, and Schroeder is way underpriced for this matchup at only $27 on Yahoo. He should be able to pay off that price tag. This is a terrific matchup. Like I said, Kyrie Irving's a really bad defender. Schroeder only has to get you 30 fantasy points to pay off that price tag, and he can definitely do that. So if I'm looking to attack the mid-range, I really like Schroeder. He is in play. D'Angelo Russell against Boston, I also really like that matchup. If I'm attacking the mid-range at point guard, it's going to be hard for me to decide between Schroeder or Russell. I think both of them are very good plays. Russell gets one of the best matchups a point guard can have, and that's against the Celtics and Isaiah Thomas. Thomas is one of the worst defenders in the league, so I'm really liking Schroeder and Russell at the mid-range. D-Rose against Philly, probably not going to go there. If I'm attacking that price range, I'm just going to go to Schroeder or Russell. George Hill against Brooklyn, I like this matchup for Hill. I would only use Hill in cash games, though. He doesn't really have upside for tournaments. At only $23, though, he can definitely pay off that price tag for cash games, so I like George Hill in cash, but he doesn't have much upside, so I wouldn't use him in tournaments. Some guys I like on the cheaper end, I like Tyler Johnson at only $19. He has been playing very well lately, and he's been playing pretty consistent minutes. And this is a good matchup against Orlando. They're not good defensively. So if you want to pay down at point guard, I'm liking Tyler Johnson at only $19. He should be able to pay off that price tag. Another guy you can target at the cheap end is Corey Joseph against Washington. With Kyle Lowry out, Joseph's going to be someone you want to target for value. His price is continuing to rise, but at only $14, I think he is still in play. He hasn't been playing very well lately, though, but he has been playing very heavy minutes. If you need a cheap point guard, I definitely think Joseph is in play at only $14. Another cheap point guard you can target is Jordan Clarkson against Boston. Clarkson has been playing very heavy minutes as of late, and he's been producing. At only $12 on Yahoo, I think Clarkson's a good value play on this slate. He shouldn't have a problem paying off that price tag. This is a really good matchup against the Celtics. They're not good defensively against the point guard. So I'm liking Clarkson and Joseph for value if you need value at point guard. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and move on to shooting guard. Alright, your top shooting guard on this slate is DeMar DeRozan. He gets a pretty good matchup against Washington. DeRozan's price is continuing to rise with no Kyle Lowry, and his price has gotten to the point where you have to consider if he's worth that play at that price tag. And I don't think I'm going to be on DeRozan on this slate. At $45, that's very heavy for him. He has to get you close to 50 fantasy points, and I'm not sure if he'll be able to do that. But this is a really good matchup. DeRozan's going to get heavy usage with no Kyle Lowry, but that price tag gets me off of him, so I'm not going to be on him because of his price. Bradley Beal in that same game. Beal is definitely somebody you can target on this slate. At only $32, he's been really crushing value lately. He is way too cheap. So I'm liking Beal. If you're looking to pay up at shooting guard, he should be able to pay off that price tag. He's been hitting value a lot lately. Devin Booker against OKC. I really like that matchup for Booker. OKC is not good defensively against a shooting guard. So if you want to attack the mid-range at shooting guard, I'm really liking Booker at only $28. He should be able to pay off that price tag. Avery Bradley against the Lakers. I'm liking Bradley in this matchup if he doesn't have a minutes restriction. He did see his minutes increase Wednesday against Cleveland, but he only played 21 minutes. If he's going to see his minutes increase to over 25 minutes, then I think Bradley is in play at only $22. This is a terrific matchup against the Lakers. He should be able to thrive in this matchup. But if his minutes restriction doesn't get increased, then I'm not going to be on him. And one guy I'm liking on the cheap end is Malcolm Brogdon against the Clippers. With Michael Beasley out, Brogdon's going to start playing heavy minutes. He started Wednesday against Denver and put up 29 fantasy points and played 33 minutes. This is a really good matchup against the Clippers. They aren't good defensively against a shooting guard. So if you need a cheap shooting guard on this slate, I'm really liking Brogdon at only $14. With the amount of minutes he's going to play, he should be able to pay off that price tag in this really good matchup. So I really like Brogdon on this slate. I think he's a really good value play. And yeah, that's pretty much it for shooting guard. Let's go ahead and move on to small forward. Alright, your top small forward on this slate is LeBron. He gets a pretty good matchup against the Hawks. They're not that good defensively against a small forward. LeBron is definitely in play with this matchup. At only $54, he can still pay off that price tag. With the amount of minutes LeBron plays, I definitely think he is in play for cash games even at $54. He should be able to pay off that price tag. This is a pretty good matchup. Under him, you got Kawhi Leonard against the Pelicans. This is also a pretty good matchup as well. The Pelicans aren't that good defensively. So if you want to pay up at small forward, I definitely think Kawhi is in play as well. At only $45, he can easily pay off that price tag in this matchup, so I like Kawhi. Carmelo against the Sixers, I'm probably not going to go there. If I'm wanting to attack that price range at small forward, I'm just going to take the guy under Melo, and that's Gordon Hayward. Hayward gets a much better matchup at home against the Nets. The Nets are one of the worst defensive teams, and they play at a really fast pace. So if you're looking to attack the mid-range at small forward, I'm really liking Gordon Hayward. He shouldn't have a problem paying off his price tag in this matchup. Under him, you got Robert Covington against the Knicks. I also really like this matchup for Covington. The Knicks are terrible defensively against a small forward. Covington is definitely in play even at $28. Given this matchup, he can easily get you 30 fantasy points, which is good for that price tag. So if you want to attack the mid-range at small forward, I also think Covington is in play. Otto Porter against Toronto, probably not going to go there. This isn't that great of a matchup. DeMar Carroll's a pretty good defender. If I'm wanting to pay that price range, I'll just find the extra dollar and get to Covington. Same thing goes for Harrison Barnes. I don't really like this matchup against Memphis. They're really good defensively. And if I'm wanting to attack that price range, I'm just going to find the $2 for Covington. Jay Crowder against the Lakers. I really like Crowder in this matchup. He was struggling earlier, but he did pick it up Wednesday against Cleveland, putting up 35 fantasy points. He gets a really good matchup against the Lakers, so I think Crowder is in play at only $23. I like him for cash games. He shouldn't have a problem paying off that cheap price tag given the matchup. So if you want to attack the mid-range of small forward, I'm also really liking Crowder. One guy you can look towards in tournaments is Chris Middleton against the Clippers. This isn't a great matchup defensively. The Clippers are pretty good against a small forward, but Middleton does have really good upside, so I like him for tournaments. He was on a minutes restriction earlier in the year, but he did have it lifted to 30 minutes Wednesday against Denver, and he put up 37 fantasy points in those 30 minutes. If he's going to play close to that same amount of minutes, I really like Middleton at only $17. I wouldn't use him in cash games, though, just because he is a little inconsistent, but he does have really good upside for tournaments. And one cheap small forward I like is Terrence Ross against the Heat. Ross burned me Wednesday. I really liked him as a value play against the Knicks, and he only put up 16 fantasy points. But he still did play 36 minutes. Anytime I'm looking for a value play, I want a guy that's going to play heavy minutes, and this is exactly what Ross is. Ever since he got traded to the Magic, he's played heavy minutes. In the 3 games with the Magic, he's played 32, 35, and 36 minutes. Anytime you have a guy at only $12 playing over 30 minutes, I will like him as a value play. And I definitely think Ross can bounce back in this matchup against the Heat. They aren't good defensively. So if you're looking to pay down at small forward, Ross would be one guy at target. At only $12, he should be able to pay off that price tag. Yeah, that's pretty much it for small forward. Let's go ahead and move on to power forward. All right, your top power forward on this slate is Giannis. He doesn't get that great of a matchup against the Clippers. Blake Griffin's a relatively good defender. And at $53, I don't think Giannis is going to be somebody I target on this slate. He has been struggling lately, and this isn't that great of a matchup, so I'm not going to be on Giannis on this slate. AD against San Antonio, probably not going to go there either. San Antonio is really good defensively, and AD is still overpriced in my opinion. Playing alongside Boogie, I don't think he has that 60 to 70 point upside that you're looking for. So I'm not going to be on AD on this slate. Blake Griffin against Milwaukee, I really like that matchup for Griffin. This is a good up and pace matchup for the Clippers. The Bucks are very bad defensively, and Griffin is really cheap at only $43. He should be able to pay out that price tag in this matchup. So if you're looking to pay up at power forward, Griffin would be a guy I'd target. Paul Millsap against Cleveland, I'm really liking this matchup for Millsap. With no Kevin Love, Millsap will most likely be guarded by Channing Frye, and he should be able to dominate in that matchup. So if you want to attack the mid-range at power forward, I'm really liking Paul Millsap. Porzingis against Philly, I'm probably not going to go there. I think Porzingis is a little bit overpriced at $31. If I'm wanting to attack that price range, I'm just going to find the $2 for Millsap, so I'm not going to be on Porzingis. I don't like that price tag. Markieff against Toronto, not going to go there either. Markieff's going to have to deal with Serge Ibaka, and Ibaka's a really good defender, so I don't think Morris is in play. LMA against New Orleans, probably not going to go there either. LMA is probably going to be guarded by AD, which isn't that great of a matchup, so I'm not going to be on Aldridge on this slate. If you want to attack that price range, I'm liking the guy under Aldridge, and that's Serge Ibaka against Washington. Washington's not good defensively against the power forward, so if you need a mid-range power forward, I'm really liking Ibaka at only $27. He shouldn't have a problem paying off that price tag. He plays heavy minutes, and he produces every night. So I like Ibaka at the mid-range. He's definitely in play. Dario Saric, I like this matchup for him against the Knicks. His price has increased a lot lately, though. He is now $26 on Yahoo. But the way Sarge has been playing, I definitely think he is in play even at $26. He should be able to pay off that price tag. He only has to get you 30 fantasy points to pay that off, and he can definitely do that against the Knicks. So I think Sarge is in play even with that expensive price tag. James Johnson against Orlando, probably not going to go there. If I'm wanting to pay that price tag, I'm going to take the guy under Johnson, and that's Julius Randle against Boston. Randle just went off Tuesday against Charlotte. He played 33 minutes and put up 62 fantasy points. And Randle has been playing very well lately, so if you need a mid-range power forward, I'm really liking him at only $24. He's going to be someone I target on this slate. This is a really good matchup as well against Boston. They're not good defensively against the power forward, so I really like Randle at that price tag. I think he is in play. Zebo against Dallas, probably not going to go there. That's a slow-paced matchup. Dallas does play pretty solid defense, so I'm not going to be on Randolph. Dirk against Memphis, not going to go there either. One cheap power forward I'm really liking is Rashawn Holmes against the Knicks. Holmes has been playing very well lately, and he's been playing pretty solid minutes. He's the minimum price on Yahoo, and this is a really good matchup. So if you're looking to pay down at power forward, I like Holmes. His minutes have been pretty consistent as of late, and he's been playing very well, like I said. He shouldn't have a problem getting you at least 20 fantasy points, which is good for that price tag, so I think Holmes is in play for value. And yeah, that's pretty much it for power forward. Let's go ahead and move on to center. Alright, your top center on this slate is Boogie. He gets a bad matchup against San Antonio. They're really good defensively. And Boogie is way overpriced in my opinion at $56. He's not going to be able to pay off that price tag in this matchup. So I'm not going to be on him. I don't think he's in play. One guy I like under Boogie is Hassan Whiteside. Yahoo currently has Whiteside listed as a game time decision, but he is probable for this game against Orlando. And if he plays, I think Whiteside's the best center play on this slate. Orlando is one of the worst teams defensively against the center, and Whiteside has been on an absolute tear lately. He got hurt in Wednesday's game against the Sixers, and he only played 22 minutes, but he still managed to put up 40 fantasy points in 22 minutes. And Whiteside is way underpriced for this matchup at only $37 on Yahoo. So if I'm looking to pay up at center, Whiteside's definitely going to be someone I target. But make sure he plays. He is listed as probable, so he should be in there. But be sure to check that before you lock Whiteside in. Marc Gasol against Dallas. I'm probably not going to go there. Dallas is pretty good defensively against the center, and they play at a slow pace. That Memphis-Dallas game is going to be a game I'm just going to stay away from. That game's going to be really low scoring, so I'm probably not going to be targeting anybody from that game. Rudy Gobert against Brooklyn. I really like this matchup for Gobert. Gobert has been one of the most consistent players all year, so he is definitely in play even at $30. He can pay off that price tag against Brooklyn. They're terrible defensively, so I'm really liking Gobert. He is definitely in play. Brook Lopez against Utah, not going to go there. This is a really bad matchup for Brolo. He's going to have to go up against Gobert, so I don't think Lopez is in play. Nikola Vucevic against Miami. I really like this matchup for Vuce. Hassan Whiteside is not a good defender. And Vuce is also way underpriced at $28. He's been very consistent lately. So if you want to attack the mid-range at center, I like Vuce at only $28. He should be able to pay off that price tag. Dwight Howard against Cleveland. I'm probably not going to go there. Howard's going to have to deal with Tristan Thompson, and Thompson's a good defender. If I'm wanting to attack that price range, I'm just going to take the guy under Howard, and that would be DeAndre Jordan against Milwaukee. Jordan just gets a way better matchup. Milwaukee's one of the worst teams defensively against the center. And Jordan is also way underpriced at only $25. He's been crushing value lately. So if you're attacking the mid-range at center, I really like DJ against Milwaukee. He should be able to dominate. Also at that same price tag, I really like Al Horford against the Lakers. Horford was struggling earlier, but he did pick it up last game against Cleveland. And he is pretty cheap as well at only $25. This is a really good matchup, so if you're attacking the mid-range at center, I like Horford as well. He's definitely in play. Marcin Gortat against Toronto, I'm probably not going to go there. If I'm looking to attack that price range, I'm just going to find the $2 to get to Horford or DJ, so I'm not going to be on Gortat. Steven Adams against Phoenix, that's a really good matchup, but I don't think Adams is going to be somebody I target on this slate. If I'm attacking that price range, I'm just going to find the extra dollars to get to Horford or Jordan, so I'm not going to be on Adams on this slate. One guy I like for tournaments is Jahlil Okafor against the Knicks. I wouldn't use Okafor in cash games because he has been very inconsistent as of late. But the Sixers did just play this team February 25th, and Okafor played 28 minutes and put up 41 fantasy points. So I definitely think Okafor is in play for tournaments. He has really good upside in this matchup. But like I said, he has been very inconsistent lately, so I wouldn't use him in cash. Another cheap center you could target is Kyle O'Quinn against the Sixers. O'Quinn was also one of the guys that burned me Wednesday. I was really liking him as a value play. He only played 19 minutes and put up 20 fantasy points. If Willie Hernangomez misses this game and O'Quinn gets a start, I definitely think he is in play at $11. He should be able to pay off that cheap price tag against the Sixers. They're not good defensively against the center. So I think O'Quinn is also in play for value if Willie Hernangomez is out. And that's pretty much it for center. I'm going to give you guys my starting five. Alright guys, so this is my starting five for the NBA slate on Friday, March 3rd. At the time I'm recording this video, Hassan Whiteside has the game time decision listed next to his name, but he is expected to play, so just don't worry about that. But yeah, if you guys want my full updated lineup before lock, be sure to follow me on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT and shoot me a DM and we can discuss prices for my lineups. I'm also giving out DraftKings and FanDuel lineups as well, so if you play on those sites, you can hit me up as well. I offer lineups there too. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching the video. If you guys never want to miss out on a video, please be sure to click the bell icon next to my YouTube name, and you'll get notifications every time I upload. So if you never want to miss out on a video, please be sure to do that. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.